Thank you for listening to the Other Side of Sports podcast, representing the DMV. Be sure to subscribe to us on Stitcher, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube at OSS TV. Look, we need your support, so please do us a favor and make sure you leave a comment and give us a rating. Thank you. Now on to our show.
You are now tuned to The Other Side with BOK Sports 98.
Welcome back. You're now tuned into The Other Side of Sports. I'm your host, Laws. In the building, we got Jeff, we got D, we got Ern, rocking out.
That's right. You already know.
Got a lot of stuff on tap. Of course, we're going to talk the NFL draft and who made splashes and who laid eggs in this past draft that we had the last week. We're also going to talk to a guest, YouTuber Ed Oliver, later on in the show and get his takes on the Redskins draft picks. We got a lot of stuff to look forward to, but for starters, any of y'all watched the that show on Netflix called Black AF?
Nah, dog.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it?
Yeah, I just seen the first episode.
Yeah, to me, and I mean, for those who don't know, the program creator is Kenya Barris. He's the writer and creator for Black-ish. And then what was the other one?
Mixed, basically that was like grownish,
and then
mixed-ish.
Yeah. So he's had his hand in all of those. They've all been super successful, and I guess this is his, coming out party as far as like him being the main actor in his own TV sitcom, and it kind of has the same feel as Blackish and Mixed-ish. Like it's definitely the same formula. It just has him as the main character and his like fake family, because it's not his real family.
Yeah, it's not his real family, but yeah, more closely, even more so supposedly, like based on his real life though.
Yeah, and the joint is raw, like it's real.
It's an uncensored Blackish, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's an uncensored Blackish.
I think they try. I think they try to go for, but I don't. I'm gonna keep watching. I see how it play out, but I think they try to go for like that curve type of vibe. Like is it like as they follow and Larry David around, like except obviously with his perspective on being black, like that successful in Hollywood and being black, it's obviously not gonna be that many of you. And so like you say, it's real raw, but I mean it'll be interesting. It has some things that was funny. I mean it was a lot of kind of dead spots in there too, but I'll see where it go.
Yeah, I think and also I'll say like this, it has a Parks and Rec vibe to it with the camera shots. If y'all ever watch Parks and Rec or The Office, like it has those same type of like shots where someone says something and the camera like will zoom in to kind of give you that moment or something, like give you a little chuckle if it's funny.
The John has his moments, like I see what he's trying to do and how he's trying to like basically carry out his mission with the show, and it comes it's well executed. It's just I don't know though. I don't know if it's him and if I'm just trying to like warm up to it or what it is.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's just something that's just not there. Like, it feels like it's something missing. But it's still early, so I can't really write. I'm not writing the joint off. I think it's definitely worth a watch if you haven't checked it out. I would recommend you watch it. But like D said, it's a mix between. It's an uncensored Blackish.
Did y'all hear they were catching heat too from saying that this is why it's got to be all light-skinned people and in the show, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, the kids is dark-skinned kids in the Jones. I mean, the only light-skinned young is the Rashida Jones who plays his wife in the Jones, and But
she's mixed. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
she's mixed. Her dad is black and her mom is white. Like, I mean, what you expect? I mean,
Right. Social media was
people
even
gonna-
tearing it up, man.
dog, who they want to play? Who they want?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're never
I think,
gonna have suggestions.
I think that, you know, like where you coming from, Harold, I think it's like some parts, like it's like, I don't know about his acting. Maybe that's potentially what it is, or, you know, maybe it's just at times he just not funny. But like, you just gotta see where it go. But I see the perspective on potentially how the direction in which she's trying to go with it, like you said, because you could imagine like being in that industry and obviously being that successful. It's not gonna be that many of you up there, you know what I mean? And so like controlling and calling a shot. So, but I definitely see what you saying, D, in terms of like the shots in the park recreation vibe. I only say like a Curb Your Enthusiasm because it's coming from a perspective. Obviously, Larry David was a writer on the show, and you're following his life on that, and it's just all these funny type of
situations.
Situations that cross. And so I say that, except he's black in these situations, you know what I mean? And so I just don't know if it's going to be as funny as that, but we'll see. That's, like I said, it's one episode I watched, so.
Yeah. Nah, definitely going. I'll watch it again and just try to see. I mean, nothing but respect for the dude, because this Bama, everything he put his hand on, that junk blossomed. So, you know, I thought Black Ish was a well written show. You know, from the jump, and this seems to be well written too. I mean, he definitely talented, so no knock to him. When I compare that show, and I know it's a different show, but the next show we're about to talk about, Insecure, like the writing is just like Insecure to me is like, it's like what The Wire was to Baltimore. The jump just like was so accurate to a T. Like just how the show was written, the comedy that's written into the show, the different aspects and nuances of the show. It just like art imitates life like to a T. This show probably has it down the best I've ever seen in a TV show of how they like depict certain situations and scenarios that like reflect, like I would say, most African Americans experience or have experienced in real life. You know, not necessarily you going through these same situations, but just how the characters are, the friendships, the dynamics that are involved in the show. I just think it's spot on. I think it's spot on. Speaking of Insecure, what did y'all think about this last episode? You saw Lawrence kind of. I guess he's in a situation where he doesn't know if he's just a playboy friend or if it's serious or what. Did y'all watch the show?
Yeah,
I saw the first half.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought D was gonna go, but yeah, I seen the joint. I mean, I don't know, like you said, it ties in perfectly with you know, the title of the show, like some of the moments and things like that, and like you said, situations that I'm sure like if you're black you probably been through, just from the standpoint of kind of playing sometimes things up more than what they are. Like obviously Issa really had a situation come up as far as you know, the food not being ready and all that, and not being and then and his father having to go. It was the father, right? That had to go to the hospital, and you know, so that obviously threw things off. And then, you know, having to wait, she just went with her brother, and so it pushed things back. You could argue, could she have still went over the house? I mean, you could, but in a day like that, sometimes it's like a lot. But based upon the tension that they already have between them, like Molly trying to play it cool, but you know, she feeling some type of way. Yeah. And as far as like the whole Lauren situation, I mean, that whole situation was just funny anyway. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it worked out because like it is so close. And I guess in the grand scheme of things, it hasn't been that long since they've been apart. So, you know, it's a situation where, and then remember, towards the end of last season, Issa was still trying to make her play and thought, you know, it was something maybe still there. I mean, so I don't know, dog. I don't know how that joint gonna play out, but that potential chink is now in the armor with, him and the new youngin. And so I don't know if they gonna slide past that.
You saw at the end of the episode, Bama DM Issa off the late night, like smiley face type joint.
Right.
So,
and it looked like she was responding, but they could hit the okie doke and it go away, and she changed her mind. We all seen that before with a person on the other end. They start typing and they just back it up, and then Bama be like, "Oh, I thought something was about to come through." You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, it was a good episode. This joke made me laugh. It was a couple parts. What's Lawrence Main name? Yeah, that Bama funny. Yeah,
Light skinned Bama.
The light skinned Bama. He funny, and Issa friend, the chubby girl. I can't think of her name. Yeah, both of them, like they definitely carry the comedic aspect of the show. For sure. Yeah, so Aaron, you say you only saw half of the show.
Yeah, first half.
Can y'all get caught up, man?
Oh, Bama over here slaving, dog.
What y'all been doing, dog? What you been doing since in the house?
I gutted the bathroom and redid the bathroom.
Okay, this Bama off is Bob Vila.
That's right. You already know.
I'm stuck in the house here.
No, that Bama. So you already had the materials and stuff, or like what'd you do? You ordered that all during the pandemic, and
so I ordered a lot of the stuff, but I did make a run to Lowe's a couple of times.
Okay.
Dog, this is the longest. I had a full tank of gas since like end of February, dog. The first time.
And whole time, young, like you could fill up the tank for the low. I ain't seen gas this. Yeah, I ain't seen gas this low since high school. Like real talk, dog.
I wasn't driving in high school, so I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, it's a new day. D, what you been doing? Oh, in the pandemic, anything shifted, changed for you?
Nah, just staying. Matter of fact, I went outside for the first time yesterday. For the very first time in 3 weeks, bro. I've been indoors the whole time.
I was cooking. So you ain't even stepped out like on the front porch or in the driveway to get some fresh air, son?
Nah, just stayed indoors.
Dog.
I wasn't even looking out the windows, dog. It's like, don't even look out the window.
Man, it's like if you step a foot, y'all act like you step a foot. It's like the mist, so like, you
it's
step a foot out the door, that road gonna get you, dog. Like,
what was that? Hey, what was that movie with the? It was like Bird Box. It's like Bird Box. You can look up. That mist gets you, bro. So, bro, I just be staying indoors. Now I did go to work on Sunday real quick. I had to grab something, but other than that, bro, that was the first time I've been outside. I stayed there, man.
That's crazy. Dog, you gotta be careful. I'm in this joint trying to keep my immune system on 99, dog.
That's what you gotta do.
Mean, we got everything over this joint. Smoothies, remedies, everything, bro. So I'm good money. Question of the day. All right. Question of the day comes in and says, Dear OSS, I need some suggestions on how I should handle this situation. I'm 35 and the wonderful girl I'm dating is 28. Been single for some time and met a really wonderful girl that checks all the boxes. She has been so wonderfully communicative, open, and expressive early on in this dating dynamic. I'm very excited about how this is going and see a wonderful foundation for me. We are not exclusive and have not even discussed exclusivity. It's still so early. I have decided to discontinue talking to others in lieu of simply focusing on her, a rarity for me. I do not expect the same for her. So a few days ago, my buddy tells me that he matched with the girl that I'm talking to on a dating site. Again, she did nothing wrong. I told her that I knew and she did nothing wrong, but I still felt a little blah about it. Honestly, she handled it wonderfully. Told me she's still talking to others, but is very excited about me and sees something moving forward. Okay, I thought I was fine, but lately it's been rough. Honestly, when she doesn't text back for a little at night, I instantly go to this place in my head that she's with other guys.
This is all I got. Don't
when,
take my baby, okay?
When we are intimate afterwards, I wonder if she's that way with other guys too.
It's a dude?
I feel it's a dude. Let's do. I don't want to rush anything or exclusivity. I want it to flow naturally. I want her to decide to gravitate towards me and discontinue with others. But also it's kind of eating away at me and I'm feeling a slight pullback. I want to stay in this and give it my all just so hard when knowing that her time is diversified. What should I do?
Don't ask me a dumb question you know the answer to.
This man said her time is diversified.
Like she got stocks.
Yeah.
Like she's trying to retire in 2 years. She got to diversify her funds.
Yo, I mean, y'all want to go ahead. Aaron, you probably the best man to give this man advice.
I'm probably the worst one, though, because it sounded like I thought a woman was sending a message. Like,
in general, even though he wrote basically around our age or our age, you know? So I mean, I was gonna say, the younger, generation, Bama's is more in tune with their feelings, but I don't know, dog.
That's a good point.
Hairline thinning. He don't know if he's gonna be able to scoop up another 25-year-old joint like that. So his mind going through it, dog.
I mean, the fact that already she was 7 years younger than him, he should already. I mean, he's talking a good game. He knows what he needs to do. All of us are gonna tell him what he already knows that he needs to do.
He too old to be going. Yeah, he too old to be going through these. She 28. She out here in these streets, bro.
That's right. You already know.
I mean, but the thing is, she told you that she potentially sees something, more serious, but she was honest with you that she's just not. She's talking to other people, and that's just how it is. So
that's not how I think, though. That's how I do. That's how I do say something to a girl when he not trying to cut off his other joints yet, dog. Women don't even think like that. If she was excited about him, he wouldn't be worried about no other dudes.
But it's new though too. At the same time,
if he hit the joint, he said after they intimate, then that's new. I mean, that's old enough. Once he get to that part, dog. I mean,
but in fairness, let's not act like it ain't been youngins out here that'll date around, and they gonna pick the guy that they. It's definitely youngins with that mentality that's kind of more, in line with a guy's mentality. That they do. That is every young is just not going to be like, oh, I'm dating, let's say 2 guys, 3 guys. And now, boom, I really like him. I'm cutting all the rest of them, especially if they've been dating the other ones before and it's brand new. You know what I mean? So, it's something.
She's still matching new dudes on Tinder out this joint.
Nah, that was matching his man.
Yeah. But she's still dating. This joint, like I said, it's still
she's
new,
still out
man.
here.
She not for him. I don't feel like she.
I mean, maybe not, but the whole thing that he needs to do in general is chill. And just do him. He already had told us that they weren't exclusive. He knew it wasn't discussed, and then they did, and you already
she
knew
not
it.
exclusive. He exclusive.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She probably maybe she above his normal pay grade. Yeah,
out of his league,
you know what I'm saying? Because that's usually what them type of feelings invoke.
He trying everything in his heart, dog.
Yeah.
What more?
Let it go, man. It's only gonna get worse.
That's the whole kill, yeah. And look, like I said, it's new, so he ain't even hit that joint that many times you'd imagine. So the deeper in he get, young, this man gonna be losing his mind. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be losing his mind.
So what he need to do? What does he need to do?
Get somebody in his league, dog.
Get somebody in his league, but he like her though.
It's too late. What that mean? A lot of people like a lot of people. What they got to do with anything? No?
Right.
All right, hold on. This would be if we was trying to give him advice. I think what I would say is what I would say is first of all he needs to practice what he preach. He need to relax, and he said he not used to just dating one youngin anyway. So I know he might like this youngin. She probably out of his league a little. That's why he's sweating bullets. But he need to he need to go meditate. You know what I'm saying? And get in touch with the fact that, I'm going to keep dating other youngins. And if that joint's meant to be and that attraction comes and she says, I'm digging you the most. But if he not going to be able to handle that, then he need to step.
My question is, how are you dating during this time right now? I'm having a hard time.
Oh, it's right now. Okay. You're right.
Yeah.
Is she out here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm trying to understand, dog.
Maybe all the people that she dated got tested. Huh? She said, you know what I'm saying?
Dog,
they only seen each other.
Let me just tell you this, young. It's a fail when you have to be doing all this extra stuff. Listen, when it's
but he's not really doing nothing extra though, Harold.
No.
The message in the show is extra. About
besides that.
I'm thinking like if he just stay in his lane and just do him, right? When a youngin is ready to settle down, she gonna be like, "Young, are we exclusive?" She gonna be pressing you to cut youngin off. You gonna be like, "Yeah." She gonna be like, "Young, are you talking to anybody? Who's that on your phone?" She gonna be trying to get to the get down if she's serious about you. You don't have to you can't coerce that. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't manufacture that.
It's too late.
Yeah, he upside down in the matrix, dog.
You trying? 4 or 5.
Aaron, maybe this letter is setting him back straight though. He like, all right, it's recalibrating things.
Yeah,
for him,
he appreciate our honest opinion. I mean, it's just like, dog, you took it straight out the freezer and you try to put it in the oven off brick, dog. It's not gonna come out.
No, you can do that in the air fryer though. In the air fryer, you can do that and it crisp right up.
He ain't got no air fryer, dog.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
Hey, look. Hey, dog, I'm trying to tell you, dog, just be straight. But that's the thing about maybe because I've been out of the game for so long. But to me, I always would come straight down the pipe. If you with a youngin, either you let her know what it is off break, like either we not gonna be exclusive or we are gonna be exclusive. But that's it. You know, I'm not. No, what I'm saying is no. What I mean is like if it gets to that point where he's at that's what I mean. Not like day one, like what we gonna do.
It sounds like he having that convo or trying to, and she not
on the back line though. No, it not. Maybe.
I mean, son, real talk, young. I think ultimately. Like, I mean, I said what I said, but I think ultimately this jump, as Aaron mentioned, is headed for a fail, and I'm going to tell you why. Because of the fact that she's 28, so she's 7 years younger than him, and she's clearly, I think when you date a chick, you know, just kind of based on from things I've seen through experience, when you date a youngin that's younger than you know whether they have certain maturity levels, and some of them, even though they're younger than you, as y'all mentioned, they'll be dating, they like you, and they be like, all right, I'm just only dating you, and we'll see how this goes. In her case, like obviously she been dating the other dudes, and she says she still wants to keep dating around, and that's the phase that she's still in. So I mean, in theory, he could hang in there, but it's just like it's no telling when or if she would even come around. No. So like the best bet really is to like fall back completely. Definitely do him. And if she came down the line, like you mentioned, Harold, and was like really on his line, then but for real, he shouldn't really be kind of if he's stressing out this much writing us. He should kind of fall back.
The thing is, it's COVID time. It's COVID season. You're left to your thoughts. All he's going to be thinking about this young. You already know. He ain't got a lot to do.
He ain't got nothing else.
He has no distractions.
Like he got to find some distractions.
TV and Netflix ain't going to be enough.
That ain't working.
He better start swiping himself, though.
Right. That's the only way, yeah. So.
Oh, man.
Hang in there, man. Look, I would say... He can't even say find a new youngin' because it's like I said, you how you gonna find?
It's just like a long distance relationship.
That's it. You gotta lower your expectations. You gotta let her know what it is and be real. You already know what it is, but I think you're just
in denial because she out of his league, though.
It has to be that, yo. It has to be.
The more you want something don't mean it's gonna work. Like it's a better chance of it working or not. The facts are the facts, though.
Yeah, 5 days. It's true, dog. It just is what it is.
The more you want it, and the youngin can sense that you being super thirsty.
Oh yeah,
that's a turn off to a youngin, dog. Especially if she's nice and dudes is on her neck. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah. It's a fail off break. You gotta
chill.
She's slandering you in the group chat like this thirsty Bama.
Nah, she ain't doing that.
She is. Slandering him in the group chat.
She's like, dog, you gonna make this Bama not call it back till 2021, dog.
That's not gonna happen.
That's his best bet, dog. Just leave her alone. put her on the back burner. I got that from somebody.
No, back burner works. All right. NFL draft last Thursday, had the live draft. Appreciate everybody who came on and was chopping it up with us. I'm joined by special guest Ed Oliver, Redskins enthusiast, YouTube blogger, NFL analyst. Can I throw in PG native? Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we got them on the show to talk the Skins. Skins had their draft this last week, past Thursday, and I just have to say I'm a fan of your work. Like I'm a fan of the team. Watch the Redskins, heavy diehard, and I can't really listen to the radio anymore because I feel like it's just too biased. So I'm always looking for other people who have different opinions, who can be objective, can root for the team, but at the same time be critical. And when I came across your YouTube stuff, I was like, I got to get this guy on the show because he's sensible. He knows what he's talking about. He's done his research. He's just not out here just rambling or regurgitating all the stuff he hear from mainstream media. And I appreciate that. So, I was like, how can we get this guy on the show? And you agreed. So I really appreciate that, man.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, man. Yeah, I'm just like you, man. The radio guys, they say the same stuff, and they real biased against the Redskins.
Yeah, for sure. So how did you get into YouTube blogging, in that whole space? And, I know you're a fan of the team, but tell us a little bit about how you became a fan of the team and, what drove you to like saying, I'm going to do a blog and really cover the team and what's going on with the Redskins, 100%.
So my dad was a Skins fan. I used to go to games back in the day. We had season tickets. And we watched the games every Sunday. And then when I went to school for like sports broadcast and journalism, but I never got a job in it. And then I was like, always writing and stuff like that. And then I just started doing YouTube, and I would put up a video, and next thing you know, you get like 1,000 views here, hundreds of views. Next thing you know, it just kept going up and up. And people would comment and, just give me good feedback and be like, man, you know what you're talking about. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just keep doing it. And it just took off from there. So, now I got like 6,000 subscribers. I met a lot of people when the training camp, all that. So it's been a cool, fun ride for us since I started.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Definitely a success in your space, and like I said, I appreciate your content, and I appreciate just this is a new day and age where if you have an idea or something you want to kind of put into action, people have the tools to do it, so you could just make it happen. So, definitely your success is a testament to that. The Redskins, they had a draft, and what I saw you gave your grades and talked about the different picks and stuff. How did you feel? Like overall, what was your sentiment? I know it was a virtual draft and it wasn't the typical way in which, drafts are done. Usually, you have a draft party, people come over, eat and all that stuff. Everybody's basically in the comfort of their own homes. How was your adjustment to that? And how'd you enjoy the draft this year?
Oh, it was cool. It was crazy from the previous years because, I was with my son, so when we got Chase Young, I was yelling, going crazy. You know how young kids are; they don't like a whole bunch of yelling. So I was yelling. He started crying. He was hysterical. So it was crazy, but I had a great time. I mean, you got to see because you saw Chase Young in his house, and he's from PG County, so you get a feel of like, yeah, that's how it looks around there for real. And them being with their family, it was pretty cool. We didn't get to see them hug Goodell, but them being in the house with the girlfriend and the dad and the mom, that was pretty cool. But I loved it, man. I had a blast watching the draft. I did some live streams, and I had fun watching it.
Mm-hmm. So let's get into the picks. I mean, Redskins selected a few people, some known, some kind of known a little bit, and then some unknowns. So, out of the guys that the Redskins drafted, who are your people that you're like looking, extremely forward to seeing on the team?
AG Antonio Gandy Golden. I was pretty hyped with that pick. Getting him in the 4th round was definitely a steal. Like he dominated. I know Liberty's a small school, but he dominated. He like 70 catches every year, 1,000 yards. Like the guy's a gymnastics guy. I mean, everybody's saying he's slow, but we don't need the fastest guy. We already have Terry and Steve Sims. Those are the speed guys. I feel like Gandy Golden is going to be that big guy.
Yeah, he's 6'4". He's 6'4".
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
what about Antonio Gibson? Like I like that pick. I thought you know he has a lot of versatility. He can do a lot of different things. How was your sentiments on that pick?
Right. That one was it was a surprise pick. That was a surprise pick because I know, not a lot of people watch Memphis football, so a lot of people didn't really know who he was. But when you look at his tape and his highlights, and the guy, he is similar to an Alvin Kamara or Percy Harvin, or they probably want like a Christian McCaffrey kind of running back, wide receiver type guy, and he fits all that. Like the crazy stat about him is 77 touches and 13 touchdowns. Like
that's crazy.
Every other play is a 50, 30 yard, 20 yard touchdown. Like, and that's what we were missing last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts, for sure. What about, Trent Williams gets traded away to the 49ers. Some people are, at this point, it just had to be done. I feel like they were at an impasse with the whole Trent Williams situation. And so you get draft picks back. The Redskins drafted Sadiq Charles, which I don't know, people thinking is trying to maybe fill those shoes. What are your thoughts on Sadiq Charles, from LSU, the old tackle they picked up?
I like him a lot, to be honest with you. I know there's some off the field things and they said some positive drug tests, but I think they got the new CBA rules, so I don't think they're going to be testing for it like they did before. But I think he's going to be good. And nobody's like, he's going to be like Trent, because Trent was a Pro Bowler. He was all pro. Trent was legit, aside all the stuff that happened at the end of his time with the Redskins. Trent was legit. So Sadiq, I would say it'd probably take like him maybe like 2 to 3 years to even get close to what Trent was doing when Trent was balling, but they still might even get another. I heard they might get Jason Peters. That might not happen, but if they get another veteran tackle, that'll probably help out. But I like Sadiq a lot out of LSU because he just won the championship just like Thaddeus Moss, and Joe Burrow never got touched. Joe Burrow had all the time in the world in the pocket.
He did have high pocket time. He did have
right. Right, so Sadiq was big on that because he is the blind side, so that he was super important with Joe Burrow getting that pocket time.
So what about you? You mentioned him slightly, Thaddeus Moss from LSU.
Oh man.
Jeremy Sprinkle can't. To me, he borderline. You gotta ball him up and throw him in the trash can. Man, these dudes, man. So, where's your excitement level? Because some people are just, on cloud nine, like, Thaddeus Moss, he gonna be like Randy. It's like calm down. But at the same time, we've had, we've had issues with our tight end. Jordan Reed could never stay healthy, had all the talent in the world, and then you pivot from him to then these guys who supposed to have all this talent and no production, and now you bring in Thaddeus Moss, who I guess the expectations are very high. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I love that pick, especially to get him undrafted. Like, because a lot of Mel Kiper, all the experts had Thaddeus Moss going like a 4th round, 5th round, and then I seen him. He was still there in the 7th, and I was like, "Come on, Redskins, y'all got to get him." And then they got like 2 other guys, and I was really up. I was pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. And then the next thing you know, I see somebody text me or something like that. It was like, "Yeah, we got Thaddeus Moss." And I was like, man, we got him as an undrafted free agent. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, wow. But he's pretty good. I'm not saying he's gonna be like Jordan Reed or the next Chris Cooley or anything like that. But Thad should be able to make this roster for sure. Because I don't think, like you said, I don't think Jeremy Sprinkle's gonna make the team this year. If he keeps dropping the ball like he did last year, I don't think he'll make the team. But that is legit. Like, they said he had 0 drops last year. He had like 40 catches, 470 yards, and like 4 or 5 touchdowns. And that's another championship LSU guy right there. So
Yeah.
I'm happy. I can't wait to see Thad Moss.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I feel the same way, man. My sentiments exactly. Chase Young. I mean, ain't a whole lot to need to be said about this guy. I mean, he's a complete beast, monster, cooker, whatever you want to say about this dude. He's legit, and I think everybody, as far as Redskins fans, and I would say you probably speak more to the whole entirety of like the fan base. Chase Young, I think people were kind of not sure if they were going to choose Chase Young. It was some murmurings and rumors going in that they might snatch Tua or something crazy. And your level of like, you say you kind of wilded out a little bit. Your child was crying because, they went with Chase Young. How do you feel about the pick? I mean, of course we're happy, but do you think that he will be as great as people anticipate him being?
I'm still ecstatic about the pick. I think he's gonna be really good. I think he's gonna be basically like how Nick Bosa was. I think he's gonna be an all-pro, Pro Bowler, like Julius Peppers, better than Clowney, like around that range, and especially him being from the hometown. Like I think Chase is going to make everybody better. So he's going to make Montez Sweat better. He's going to make John Allen, Ioannidis, Payne, even Kerrigan's still there. So putting him in the mix, like this, and Del Rio's the coach, the defensive coordinator. So,
I like it.
Yeah, he's gonna be getting the Dak. He's gonna be getting the Danny Fumbles Jones. He's gonna be getting the Wentz and all them boys. He's gonna be getting. I'm telling you.
All right, I'm with you. Now, this is a little premature. This is a little last question I'm going to hit you with. What's their record, man? New regime, new coach, new draft picks. What's the rest? If we have a season, what you see the record being?
I think we'll have a season. I think it's just going to be no fans in the stands. But I think around 6 and 7 wins right now because the schedule is hard. We play the Ravens, we play the Steelers, we play the Niners at San Fran. So we got to play against Trent Williams and Bosa and all them boys. And we got a tough schedule. And I hate to say it, Dallas, they got a good pick with CeeDee Lamb, so that's gonna be a tough game. Eagles, Wentz, I think we're gonna split with the Eagles. Maybe we'll split with the Giants. I got to split with everybody in the NFC East right now, but. The schedule is a little tough. We play the Cardinals, who aren't that great, but the Cardinals did get DeAndre Hopkins. But it's about Haskins. It's about his development, and as long as he gets better and learns the playbook, then I think we should at least get 6-7 wins. And then 2021, I think that's where we take off because we're going to have a lot of cap space in 2021. So I think we're going to get a lot better the year after this year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Ed, man, appreciate you coming on the show. You can follow him at Eddie Del Negro on IG. You can go check out his YouTube channel, Ed Oliver. You see all Redskins stuff. I mean, he a real fan. So I appreciate you. Any shout outs you want to give, man? The floor is yours.
Yeah. So on YouTube, you look up Ed Oliver Redskins, not the one from the Bills, but the one you just got to type in Ed Oliver Redskins, and then the IG is EDDYDELNEGRO. Shout outs. There's some other YouTubes up and coming. There's so many, man. I'll probably just put them on my Instagram.
Yeah, Corona got everything, man. It's sprouting up crazy, man. People in the house, you know what I'm saying? That's all people got time to do, man, is YouTube.
Right.
So, for sure. But go check out my man here. He got good stuff. I'm a fan. If I'm telling y'all, if I'm a fan, it's legit. Because if I'm not rocking, I'm not rocking. It's good stuff. You'll be entertained. It's solid information. It's good analysis. So I appreciate you, good man. You have a good one, man.
Oh, no problem. You too, man. Hail to the Redskins.
That was Ed Oliver, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. Good stuff. Redskins had a solid draft. They didn't do anything crazy with that first round pick. They went ahead and selected Chase Young, as you know, I'm sure everybody who is real fans of the team wanted them to do. And you know, a lot of players were drafted. A lot of guys we discussed. What were y'all? How did y'all enjoy this draft? I mean, it was a different kind of situation. We didn't have it. It was a virtual draft, so you know all the players were at home with their families and stuff like that, girlfriends. What did y'all think about all these black players with all these white girlfriends? Did that anybody?
They're in the SEC. What do you think that campus is comprised of? Like,
yeah, you're right. The percentage is not in your favor.
Yeah,
because I was having a discussion, you know, with a friend of mine about just because she was like, you know, what's up with all these black athletes with these white girls, whatever. And I was just like, I mean, they go to these schools and predominantly most of the people at the schools are predominantly, it's like 80% white. So, you know, what would you expect?
Right.
They don't got one of them Jones though. Like that be their girl, because we all know when most of them Bama's get to the league anyway, dog. Like it's a high percentage of chance that, you know what I mean. Yeah, it's a wrap. So yeah, dog. Like they don't have to be having them Jones like bun the joints to the fact where they at the crib with the family and on camera and trying to take the shine of the Bama who actually put in the work.
See that right there, it was a problem for me. I felt like you got to know your role as a young woman. You got to know your role.
That's his job though, to impart that to her. That means he not.
That's true too.
Taking care of his business.
Because there's no reason a woman should be on your lap when you get drafted and your mama right there and you just chilling. Like no. You're not knowing your role. You're being thirsty at the same time. It's too much. God.
You saw the one Bama mother snatched her up off a dude's lap. You're not doing this.
You're not
the
doing
money
that.
Hugs, dog. The money hugs. They all in the lap for the money.
Bruh,
like Russell Wilson get cut.
No, they about it. Some of them, they gonna drop them Jones. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of them Jones, it's a wrap, dog.
Get you a league drink.
You know what I'm saying? It's a difference, dog. It's definitely levels. You know what I mean?
Definitely basic. So.
Yeah. What y'all think about the draft, though? I mean, standouts.
I thought it was better than the regular draft, actually.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
It was more personable with having it in the people's houses and stuff. It felt like it was more personable, definitely, with their actual family. It was more about the players themselves getting like all that recognition. Typically, when it's like in a place, you have just the player coming on stage and then he may come down with. But in this joint, everybody was in the house with their closest loved ones and kind of celebrating and stuff like that. I liked it.
The one thing I did have an issue with, though, is, these white people got to stop with this. His mother was a crackhead for 10 years, and they lived under the bridge, and yada, yada, yada. Then New England drafts a white supremacist with a white supremacist tattoo, and you don't hear a word of it. Right. So, like, somebody got to go up to these producers and be like, look, like, they're talking about people's mothers and all this other kind of stuff. Like, people die behind stuff like that. And they just so casually just rambling off at the mouth with all of this unflattering stuff. And
his dad died.
It's disrespectful.
His dad died.
Let me ask you this.
Get out of here.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you think that they run that joint by the players if it's okay
Hell
to be?
no.
Or they
No, Jeff. They don't run that. But because if you ran that, like especially like the kids who like lost their fathers at early ages and stuff, it's like they dig up these stories and then they wait to the draft and they be like, this young man had it rough. He grew up in the toughest part of the neighborhood. His dad was a crack addict, and then he lived with his mother in a 1-bedroom apartment. Like
with 30 people and all this stuff, dog. That adds nothing to the. That adds nothing.
But you know what they do though? They like play that joint to like the predominantly in their mind, right? It plays two ways. It plays to continuing the pipeline of the players that, think that they can make it and obviously strive to make it to the NFL. And of course it play, so coming from the lower, impoverished backgrounds, and then it plays to the white crowd who look at it like, oh, it's another one. That was athletic ability, got him out and this and that or whatever.
Stop kneeling.
Like,
we're saving your life. Like, they got to stop, though. They got to stop.
It was distasteful. I have to agree. I have to agree with that.
They also said the viewership was up 16% compared to last year. Like,
that's because of Corona, dog.
Yeah, Corona. It was a Corona. So it was a NFL record, a viewership. But like you said, it's because the fact that. But I mean, I think in general though, like everyone's mentioned though, I mean, it was good and all the things are provided. Also with all of the drama that Bama's have been talking about with the girlfriends or stuff with the family.
Right.
Like it also added that element of like, in today's society of like the reality TV with the drama, so it gave you like all of those elements and some of which can't be provided obviously when you have it at a venue. But I think ultimately it'd be interesting to see, because I'm like, if I'm the NFL, you could in theory save, not even in theory, but save money from like booking a venue, right? And just doing it like this, and you gonna probably still make even way more money, and you didn't have to pay no money to rent a venue like radio.
That's a lot of people.
That's a write-off, Jeff. That's a write-off.
I mean, some of it is
because they say they lost. I want to say like some ridiculous number. I don't want to say 500 million. It was something crazy by the draft not being in Vegas this go around.
Well, probably Vegas lost the money, not necessarily the NFL.
Not the NFL, yeah, because
they charged for the tickets. Yeah, when I went to go get the tickets for us, though, they was talking about like 4 or 5 bands to get the passes to get into the draft. So they take it.
Are you serious?
You see, I ain't respond back with a package deal about going to Vegas,
right? Yeah, nah. Yeah, so let's get into the draft. Yeah, what was it? We can talk about the Redskins. We can talk about your Giants, D.
Man. Y'all go ahead first, though. Y'all got the multitude in here, the majority.
Redskins came on. They got Chase Young with the first pick. They got Antonio Gibson out of Memphis. They Army Swiss knife or whatever they call them, Swiss cheese or whatever. The Bama do everything. He catch out the backfield. He runs the football. Bama got wheels, 4.39 at the combine. I mean, I'm excited. I think he could be an asset. Then they got Antonio Gandy, Golden, who came onto the team, and this guy 6'4", big target, got hands. He definitely went to a smaller school, but still was productive. I like that pick too. They picked up an old tackle, Sadiq Charles, who played at LSU, and as y'all mentioned before, their offensive line was tops in the league. Yeah, number one in college football. So, I know he had some issues, but the dude can play. So, and then the other guys were just other guys. I like Khalid Hudson. I know he's a little undersized at the linebacker position, but I think the dude can play, dog. I think he can add a little something to the team. He definitely had a lot of game tape I watched because he was at Michigan, and dude was solid. He was solid. The only other dude was Thad Moss that everybody's excited and geeked about.
But doesn't he have that injury? That's why he kind of didn't get drafted. Yeah, the foot injury. Is it Lynch Frank joint? Is that what he got?
Oh, he has Liz Frank?
So, yeah, I think so.
And I think that's why he went undrafted because of it. Because I feel like if he didn't have it, he could play. If he didn't have that, he would have definitely played just off the strength of his father. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I just felt like he would have got drafted at some point in the draft. But I think because of that injury, that's why he went undrafted. That's
this might be better for him anyway. Ultimately, getting to potentially play for who you want to play for. You know what I mean?
That's the difference about
and they have no tight end, so he's going to get work.
That's true.
Right.
And Bama's already hyped. They already.
Jokers is more hype about Moss than your boy that you got in the first.
I'm trying to see can Randy come in and help our receivers, dog, and teach them Bama stuff and work with his team.
I don't see Randy as being a good guy to teach your receivers because. Randy was different, dog. He was rare. Yeah, exactly.
No, but he learned from one of the best receivers ever, though. He learned from Chris Carter. he learned he learned a lot, dog. And Bama was the most talented, gifted receiver ever. Dog, he can teach Bama's on our team something, dog. Trust and believe.
Yeah, Belichick said he had the highest football IQ of any player.
And I believe that. And I definitely believe that. But would he translate to him being a teacher?
No, I didn't say make the Bama coach.
Might be a little bit too high.
You think so?
I don't see it.
Randy don't see for real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see it. I can't deny what he did on the field, but him being a teacher is something completely different. And you got some guys that are complete opposite. They were trash on the field, but they're better teachers. You know what I'm saying? So I just not Randy, but his brother. I mean, I got a good pick. Whether he'll play, if we have a season, that would be to be seen because of the injury he got. But y'all had a good draft. Everybody ranting and raving about y'all draft. Y'all back, man. Y'all all back. Y'all all no more Buccaneers, no more Ravens, none of that stuff.
Let's talk about the Giants now.
Let's go.
Drafting the fourth best player in their position with the fourth pick.
Let's go. So the Giants, their draft pick consists of Andrew Thomas, old lineman out of Georgia, who was good, but I don't think he was the best lineman at that position. But we'll let D slander him. We gonna lay off. They picked up Xavier McKinney, safety out of Alabama, which was a solid pick. I thought that was a good
solid.
pick.
That was a heck of a pick, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe he fell that far.
I can't believe it either. That was top safety in the draft. But go ahead.
Yeah. Y'all needed that. Round 3, they picked up Matt Pert, tackle out of Connecticut.
That was my head scratcher. That's a developmental guy. In the third round.
Okay, all right.
Around the starters, dog, they be tripping sometimes when they come.
Yeah. So this is the thing. This is where it's levels just to the evaluation that I think people just assign because they're in the league. Their evaluations is top notch, but y'all gonna see. All right. Then you got round 4, Darnay Holmes, cornerback in UCLA.
Yeah, I kind of like him. He got that athleticism.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 5th, Shane Lemix.
Yeah.
Guard, Oregon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I could see him maybe sliding into even going playing center, possibly. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Then you got Cameron Brown, linebacker from Penn State. Carter Coughlin, TJ Brunson. Y'all got a bunch of linebackers, yeah. And then y'all got Chris Williamson, cornerback, and then Tay Crowder,
Mr. Irrelevant,
from Georgia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Panthers all over again, right?
I'm gonna say this. So you know how I felt about the Andrew Thomas pick. I thought, okay, I had 3 tackles that could be the top 3 tackles, and that was him, who's Andrew Thomas. You got Becton, and then you had my man Jedrick Wills. That I really liked him. So I went back and I watched almost all of Andrew Thomas.
The Bama was so hurt that he went back and had to watch film.
He tried to squeeze the juice out of this Bama, dog.
Bro, I had to reevaluate I had to go back and watch every game that I could possibly watch. You know what I'm saying? That YouTube would provide me. I watched it of him.
Get you hyped. And
I would say this. He's not in terms of like comparing him to Jedrick Wills. He's not as smooth in his pass sets and all that, in the way he blocks and stuff like that, and the way he uses his hand. It's not as smooth as Jedrick Wills. But I would say this: he's just as big as Becton. He's more of a mauler than like it's like a mauler more than just pure strength. He just tries to just maul over top of you and fall on top of you, whatever. But I would say this: when I watch his games, I don't really see him get beat. I don't really see him give up sacks, and he's a beast in the run game. And so now when I'm looking at him, and then of course you have the numbers, and I don't know if the Giants did that. We got computer guys now, and he was the highest rated left tackle in the draft in the SEC in the last 4 seasons, and especially even this year coming out, he was the top rated left tackle, just by analytics purposes. But when I watch the games, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see why they got him, because he played 4 years and he did, left tackle in the SEC, and he did play right tackle. He could play both. I kind of get it for them. That's like being their safe pick. He got long arms. He got 36-inch long arms. He just got to know how to use them, jokers. But we gonna see. I would say like this: it ain't Eric Flowers. I'll put it like that. He's definitely a left tackle.
Russell Okon.
He's definitely.
You don't take him with the fourth pick in the draft, but he's not going. You're not gonna get slandered because he's
not going to embarrass you. Yeah,
correct. And I think he would end up probably being like, a Pro Bowler or just being a tackle that can actually block. I think he'll be better than our current left tackle. So I don't know what we're gonna do there. But like the fact that we got McKinney, that kind of like caught me. I was like, yo, we got McKinney. I didn't expect that, and I felt like we lost Landon Collins. We kind of lost that enforcer in the safety. He went to the Redskins, and now we get McKinney. And McKinney to me is more athletic than what Collins was coming out of college, because Collins couldn't cover anybody, but he would come down in the box and do that. Whereas David McKinney can cover somebody to an extent. So the draft overall, it was solid. But that's how we are. We always have solid drafts. We're always like that B team that we never, you know what I'm saying? We never take big risk in the draft. That's just our MO.
Yeah. What's your grade for the Giants?
For the Giants, I would say at least a B, potentially like a B plus, but I wouldn't go higher than that.
Yeah, I for the Redskins, I gave it a B for them in the draft. We could just go to up 95. The Eagles. No, we go to the Eagles first. They first round pick. They picked Jalen Reagor. We talked about him. He's special teams. What'd you call him? What was the Bama we had, Aaron? That guy was trying to stab a Bama in a club. Brandon Banks. Dog. Then the second round pick.
CeeDee Lamb was still on the board. What?
No, he wasn't.
When did they pick?
He wasn't. They picked 21.
Oh, 20. Okay.
Yeah, CeeDee.
Cowboys at 17.
Was still on the board, though. Was it Ayuk from
Pittman? Michael Pittman. I feel like better than. It was a couple. It was a lot of guys still on the board. A lot of receivers went in the second round. But nonetheless, I mean that's the move that they did. Then they picked up Jalen Hurts, quarterback, Oklahoma.
That was the move there. That was the move.
That's a power move. I know they just paid what's his name?
But they need insurance. He can't stay on the field. You gotta have somebody that has the same ability to be able to step in and play and you not lose your, you know what I'm saying, like your teams. And I think if he comes in and he cooks,
he's not going to get the job back.
Wentz may have a problem for real.
Yeah, it don't work that way.
You're right.
It don't work that way.
Dog, I know what you're saying.
Talk about Aaron Rodgers. Go.
Nah, I'm like, I know what you're saying, but if that Bama Hurts cook though, young, like I don't know, I might have to be on D side with this because
the other guy won the Super Bowl.
Injury. No, he didn't.
He did win the Super Bowl. Nick Foles won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, but then he was some trash again, though. You know what I'm saying? Even when he came back, remember he started. He started because Wentz wasn't ready to go at first, and the Bama didn't play well. So when Wentz was ready to like they was like, well, go ahead and put Wentz back in it. It's not had Nick Foles came out balling again, it would have been a real situation, you know. Yeah. And so I just feel as though the reason why is because of the injury history. It's just like, every time, like, what number time would this be? Like, probably like his third time. Like, if he suffers something significant, and it's like, dog, and Hurts balling, they might have to be like, you know what, young, because he never gonna stay healthy.
Never gonna stay.
Yeah, I know. Carson Wentz is going to be looking over his shoulder. I know that much, because Jalen Hurts can play. So.
Can he play in the NFL? Like, you got it.
I think he can.
Like, but we don't know. Like,
yeah. I agree with you on that. I'm just saying, because to me, I always still question Hurts's mind. I don't know if that's the correct assessment, but you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like at Alabama.
I still feel like we still need to see more throwing. NFL throwing in the Big 12.
He was one of the worst throwers ever before he got to Oklahoma. Like,
and we know they don't play defense in the Big 12. So it's like them windows and the stuff. Like, you gotta make anticipation throws, tight window throws. That's what. Like, more so for me than
Josh Johnson or somebody.
I'm not saying
that. He has traits that you want out of a quarterback. Like,
right, for sure.
Real similar to Dak Prescott coming out, I think. And I think
that's what I agree with.
The trajectory will be the same.
Yeah, we don't know.
Those things around it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, we don't know at all whether he will pan out, but we're just saying if he do cook, if he does, and Wentz is injured for some time that got him out for weeks again, young, that might be a problem.
Then our other NFC East nemesis, the Cowboys. They had a good draft, dog. They had a good draft. I hate to say it. They picked CeeDee Lamb with the first pick in first round. They got CeeDee, who's a cooker. And that's an added weapon. Then they turned around and got cornerback Trayvon Diggs.
I wanted him on the Skins, though.
Yeah, he's solid. And those two picks right there just like upgraded they roster, dog, in my opinion. Then they picked Neville Gallimore, defensive tackle from Oklahoma. Reggie Robinson, the second, another cornerback. Oh yeah, they had a pretty solid draft, yeah. They definitely had. I mean,
Jerry making picks from his yacht. So
youngest holding the phone for him. Yeah, he got the youngest holding the phone. This man is living it up, bro. He ain't getting no COVID on the yacht, bro. That's the place you want to be. I mean, they had a good draft, man. I ain't gonna lie. They did good. That CeeDee Lamb pick, they trying to do something on that offense that it's gonna be hard to stop. With him, Michael Gallup, and what's his name?
Cooper.
Cooper?
Oh my goodness, that joint. And then you got Zeke in the backfield. Come on, man.
What is it? Jarwin's, young. That Bama could ball, and you got Witten out the way, young. Yeah,
so I just that offense is going to be crazy. They're going to try to outscore you now. Before it was more ball control. And their head coach.
And they got McCarthy. Yeah, he's trying to sling that thing.
That's it. Because they got McCarthy. They're going to be airing that ball. I already see it. They're not going to be doing this ball control. He don't like running the football anyway.
Willie Carr going to be complaining, yeah.
Who's he?
Yeah. They need
to get his touches in the air, though.
Yeah, I think also they need to adopt a philosophy where they would get leads and then they run and like to protect that joint. You know what I mean? That's where Zeke should come into play. You know what I mean? And when they got the lead late in games, young, like hand that joint off. I think that's really, but it should be pass first. But I think like cater towards like if they get leads to run the ball to maintain that lead and run the clock. That's how they should play.
Right. They got that offense is fully loaded.
The offense is real, dog. Offense is real.
Speaking of offenses, your boy the Ravens, man, they got the running back from Ohio State, man. They got Dobbins.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Ravens not playing, dog. Ravens, they made so many moves this offseason. Like they really felt like, oh, we should have been in the bowl, and we about to get the retooled up so we can be there.
Now you got Dobbins and Ingram in the backfield. That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, who had the best draft out of all of the teams? What do y'all think about Green Bay selecting
Love?
Bruh,
I was listening to the radio. Green Bay fans were pissed off at that pick. They did not like getting Jordan Love in the first round when they need wide receivers. And they didn't draft any wide receivers in the draft. And they were pissed about that too, but they were really bad about that Jordan Love pick. Because that right there is a sign of the times where Aaron Rodgers' career is about to be kaput. But then you bring Jordan Love to be
it's about to be kaput there for sure. I mean, like they say he got to at least play 2 years because that cap hit would be like $51 million.
Right.
But he got 4 years total, but they say he got to at least play 2. So, I mean.
And that'd be perfect for Love. Like to sit.
I mean, it would be.
Yeah.
It's the same situation he was in when he got drafted.
Right.
Come right in.
Exactly. That's just perfect. I just feel like they didn't address their need at wide receiver at all, and they really need wide receiver. And they
especially when they had all those wide receivers.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't understand it. You pass all these guys up. So I understand why they had to get Jordan Love to secure the future at quarterback, because he has a very similar play to Aaron Rodgers in the way he plays. But to not get wide receiver in a draft that had, quite a bit of good talent at that position, I didn't understand it, man. Why Green Bay didn't make any moves to help Aaron out. being that he's in the twilight of his career. These are his last 2 seasons probably in Green Bay.
This might be the changing of the guards. I mean, we've seen the coach over in Carolina say, done with Cam, we moving in a whole different direction. Could that be the same situation happening here with Green Bay?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm tired of this guy having so much control. I'm the head coach, but yet everybody's deferring to what he thinks and what he says. And if he's trying to like pivot away from that and kind of establishes his, maybe this is the first piece to do that.
You think so? I don't know. 'Cause I think the coach they have is so young. He's younger than Aaron Rodgers. I don't see him asserting his.
But that's what I'm saying, dog. You already know remember, the ego, dog.
Green Bay doesn't have an owner either, so it's nobody to control the foolishness that those kind of egos might want to run shop with.
Right.
So
Aaron Rodgers is safe until he wants to.
Yeah, I mean the dude. I can't think of his name. The dude that's there has been there.
It's LaFleur.
Nah, I'm not the coach. You're talking about the coach. I'm talking about. Yeah, and I'm not talking about Ted Thompson.
I'm talking about the president?
Okay. Yeah, he and remember he was the one that said to Aaron Rodgers, "Don't be the problem," like because Bama's know. So I'm saying he's still in the building, and so like you said to me, the writing's on the wall. Like if anything, if he don't play well, if I guess something locker room type stuff going. It's definitely them 2 years, and then they gonna hand it over because they drafted a running back and a tight end. It's almost like do they potentially feel this will going to be their trio of the future? You know what I'm saying? So
they trying to get it in place.
It also seems like they're trying to change philosophy to not riding Aaron Rodgers' back paws to trying to ground and pound, and then like throw when they need to versus the way it used to be. So. I kind of see that in the draft too.
You would have think that they. Oh, I was just gonna say maybe they. And I don't know this dude, the tight end. I can't remember where. Like we might have had him graded, but I don't know. Maybe they could have got at least a vicious tight end like Obama, who was a high prospect. But
not in this draft. There wasn't one.
And another thing, they drafted like 3 receivers last year. I don't know if they're expecting them to be much better, but without an all season, I don't know how much you can kind of put stock into that. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Broncos drafted Jerry Jeudy, number 15.
Mm-hmm. They had a good draft.
They trying to retool.
Yeah, they did.
Minnesota got Justin Jefferson and Jeff Gladney.
No, I think Jefferson's going to cook in Minnesota, man. That's his man. I think he's going to cook.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Raiders got Henry Ruggs. Then they got picked up Damon Arnett, which was a little bit of. I mean, I know they needed a cornerback, but I just like.
Some people liked him better than the other corner. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you had Seattle, head scratches all around. Shout out to Shaq. they went the no name route, dog. Miami, of course, got Tua. Then they picked up a cornerback from Auburn, and then I think they picked up a offensive tackle too. But it looked like they was on the same page, the head coach and the GM for Miami, and how they were trying to build their team. So
I think Miami's about to be a come up team in the AFC East.
8 days. That's the floor.
8-8. But overall, draft was good. Excited to just kind of see. I don't know how this year is going to pan out as far as like training camp and. I don't know.
The off season in general it's in flux to me. But Goodell said he pushing ahead though. He pushing ahead into the other
one. Show must go on, young. What's my motto, young? Listen. Bama's gonna be out that jump with masks underneath their helmets, running routes and everything, dog. I'm trying to tell you, dog. Too much bread on the line, dog.
A lot of bread. You ain't mentioned either your boy, famous Amos Jameis. He went to the Saints.
Yeah.
Oh, Jameis Winston went to the Saints? I ain't even see that. I ain't peeped that.
He signed a one year deal, right?
Yeah,
I think that's good. I think that's good for him.
It is.
I mean, he learned from one of the best offensive minds. He just got to be quiet. And the thing is, if you go in that jump being too much of Jameis, trying to like assert yourself, dog.
He ain't the starter, son. Like what he
nah, dog.
Drew
But you know how
they say that's his most endearing quality, though. Like
no, it is. But
I mean,
no, that's what I'm saying. But when you start,
dog,
I know it
he's
is.
still slumming. Then
He chilling. He going in there. He the backup, dog.
Yeah, he also turned down more money to go from somewhere else to go take this role.
Okay.
So I think he has it in perspective that he's going to go with a good offensive mind, sit behind Drew Brees where it's no pressure to come in and potentially have the job if he do his thing.
He may be you think he'd be the third quarterback to Taysom Hill?
They're not
Taysom Hill,
Taysom Hill, they talk about no, but they sicing Taysom like they drumming him up, talking about.
They say he gonna be in the same role like as he was already.
He can't be a full-time quarterback.
Shoot, he got paid some. He got paid some ducats then to do that same role.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, he do be bringing an impact. You know,
but not now. When you see Mahomes about to get 40, that's 1/4 of what Mahomes is going to be getting a year. So it's like, that's the rate probably about now.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, though, like you said, for like a person who's used as a utility in his position that do be making plays, like it ain't like a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like the way, because who knows how they gonna structure that joint too. You know, so. And they might be able to get up out of that joint after a year or two. I mean, you know, because what was it?
It's only 3 years. Yeah. No, it's 2.
Okay, 2.
It's 2. Okay. So they basically extended them a year, but made it look like a 2-year contract. So $21 million over 2.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Redskins finally get out of the Trent Williams business and trade him away to the 49ers for a 5th and a 3rd round pick. So they get a 3rd round pick next year.
And a 5th. That you can't.
Well, they had a 5th this year. They got the 5th this year.
Oh, okay, I got you. That's about. If y'all didn't wait, y'all would have had more cachet for Trent Williams.
Yeah, we know whose fault that was.
But it's good. Like he wasn't the one who made the move, so you know it's the same type of Wizard situation. At this point, you didn't want any of them Bama's touching anything else, you know? Like get them up out of there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a little blown. He went to Kyle in the 49ers. I wish it would have been almost anywhere else, but
right. Yeah, that's the part because they had to. Because Staley retired, so they had to get somebody.
Trent's gonna cook out there.
Yes, he is.
Bama's gonna cook, and it's gonna look like even more of an egregious trade. Like once the season started, he in the Super Bowl talking at the podium.
Stop!
They was in the Super Bowl without him, dog.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
They just got a top-notch receiver. Trent Williams, dog. It's gonna be ugly.
I don't think the Niners getting back to no Super Bowl though, son. Y'all believe
it's
that?
hard, bro. I mean, I say the percentage is like.
Of course, we don't know, like but I'm just
10%.
You gamble. You know what I'm saying? I say you, huh?
I take 49ers. Give me one other team, and you take the field.
Dog, so basically, you telling me pick 2 teams, or you gonna pick 2 teams, and I got the field?
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely doing that. The Niners ain't going back, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Niners ain't going back, dog.
Oh yeah.
The NFC strong, man. That joint's strong, boy. And Garoppolo certainly isn't Pat Mahomes. So
I ain't say you gonna win it. Because Pat Mahomes about to get a back-to-back joint, but
I'm saying even coming out that NFC, that joint is a beast, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like just think about all the teams that we vision will get better. And you know, I don't think that the Niners is like that dominant. Like they barely beat Seattle. Any joint here or there, Seattle could have been the one, you know, for instance. So I'm just saying, I think that other teams will, but
they also could have won the chip. They was up 10 with 4 minutes to go.
I mean that could have happened too. But I'm just saying they wasn't dominant to me, like for me to just call out. And you look at the historic teams or teams that usually went back to Super Bowls and either won them or they didn't. Like they was kind of like they definitely dumped people off. But in terms of like the top teams, like it was things that could have just went another way. And, you know, particularly with Seattle, because they play in the same division. Like, you talk about a play here, there, you know. So I don't
wish
know.
Seattle give Russ some help, though. They could be dominant for 10 years, but they just so ignorant when it comes to certain quarterbacks. They just want, okay, you do it all. Same with Donovan McNabb. There's so many players like that.
Cam Newton.
They just like, no
Aaron Rodgers.
Now,
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what was y'all? What are y'all thoughts on Patriots kicker Justin Rosewasser? He says that he had no idea what the 3% tattoo he had for 5 years stood for until he was drafted.
White man know everything. Then he get caught with a tattoo and all of a sudden they don't know. Dog, stop. Stop.
He lying. He's lying. He lying. Oh my gosh.
That don't even make sense, dog. Like, Bama just got the tat on and he don't know what he's getting tatted on him.
Yeah,
that's hard for me to envision that.
Yeah, he playing the nut role right now.
He lying, dog. He lying. Both he's lying. The Last Dance, young. Episodes 3 and 4 this past Sunday. Dog, Jordan was a beast. Dog, y'all see how crazy Rodman was, dog? This man Rodman was a troubled soul, bro.
You see how great of a coach Phil Jackson was, dog.
Phil Jackson,
how many coaches would do that? It's just crazy, dog. When you think about,
this the thing.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Phil Jackson' ability to communicate and to relate to players is what set him. Dog, that's what set him so like put him on the upper echelon because he was able to get people from all different walks, different mentalities. He knew how to motivate Michael. He knew how to motivate Rodman. Dog Batman gave him a vacation in the middle of 48 hours. This Batman flew to Vegas.
For 5 days.
For a week, dog.
Oh,
in the middle of the season, dog.
Yeah, and he was able to get Jordan to embrace a philosophy that otherwise I don't know Jordan would have been able to embrace.
Yeah, I mean, I think also, like, obviously he had the goodwill. You got to think he had won 2 championships there already because this is in that last season. So, like, he had the goodwill. And then on top of that, in that season, they talked about how he had just been balling because Pippen had been out all that time. And so, like, I think the timing of it made sense. Although, like Aaron said, like, it probably wouldn't have been too many coaches, if any other coaches, that would have let that ride. But you see, he still had to run it past Jordan first. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he called him up to the office. Hold on, dog. This man Jordan was the Chicago Bulls franchise. Dog, when have you ever heard the coach called a player in to basically sign off on?
He know, dog.
It's
like,
too real. Dog, the players was like, we never even seen him be like when they won the first chip. They were like, yeah, we never even seen this side of Michael, like his emotion. It was like, we only saw 2 emotions for this man, but anger and like Kirkin.
Son, because the thing about it is, you imagine all of them. That's why usually when the Bammers be winning their first chip, like especially like the greats, like a lot of them, it took time. Like you got some where they won that jump fast or whatever, like within the first few years, but. Like, I feel like in anything in life, you put so much into it, and like he kept getting defeated, you know what I mean? And to finally break through, like you could only, you know what I'm saying, you envision what that joint feel like, dog. And so like Jordan, like anybody else, he had to let all that come out,
Yeah. Dog, how dirty was the Detroit Pistons, young? Them babs was super duper. Dog, all they did was just punch you in the head, slam you.
Some, but I think
basketball used to be.
I mean, it used to be that way. And the thing about it is, like, I think they do get a bad name. Like, it's just a reputation that obviously the media played on, and they was just like, well, we'll embrace it. But a lot of teams like had enforcers, because you remember back in that time, like you mentioned it, Aaron, like it was literally like a couple roster spots where dudes really ain't had no skills like that. Like them Bama's just beat you up. Like, you know what I mean? They was big. They could probably, they administer the hard fouls and they might get you a couple rebounds, but they wasn't, you know what I mean? Compared
they weren't looking at the basket when they get
And so it's not like they were the only team that was going like that,
Every
So it is what it is. And they even pointed out the fact, you know, how Boston left the court against them, but it's been played up. And I know some of the other pundits were talking about the fact that, you know, you can't name it any other way that race didn't play a factor because it was Larry Bird. Yeah. And, you know what I'm saying?
Nobody say nothing about that.
Yeah, they ain't say nothing. They ain't never say nothing to Lambert, who was the one who said it. Like, yo, we out. You know what I mean? And then, and so, like, they ain't never really get no pushback like that. And McHale, and McHale he caught Isaiah because, you know, he was
because Isaiah stopped him though. But Isaiah stopped him.
It
was like, yo, y'all just gonna walk off like that? He was like, yeah, all right, man, all right. Like off the.
So I mean, so it's definitely that double standard because I'm sure a lot of people didn't even know that. Because the media wouldn't push that.
They're not telling you, exactly.
Yeah, they're not telling. But Jordan did have a valid point, though, because he did get his head smacked 2 years in a row and definitely gave them Bammers all hugs and was like, good game, good luck. And then them Bammers went crowd against him.
We know what he did, but you got to think, obviously, they had won when they dethroned Boston. Like you said, that's what they believe would, you know what I mean, how you do it. So, like, I get that but Jordan had been losing. So
and Tom Brady do the same thing now, and they don't say nothing about it. Like, it just depends on if they like you or not. If you one of their guys, how the story go.
Yeah, dog. That's it. That is it. But nah, go and catch the rest of The Last Dance is really good. You know what I'm saying? It don't taking me back. The fits, the outfits the Bama's got on, everything just taking me in a time machine, dog. I just want, if they didn't take the hoops down around my way, I'd have just been outside.
Look,
you want to play ball so bad.
Nah, that's a fact, yeah. And the whole other thing that's going to be vicious about, I don't know whether it's going to be on the first or the second episode next week, but when they start getting into like all the brand and stuff and the marketing, which basically Jordan created for all of these Bammers. You know what I mean? Like, because you got to think at that time, this wasn't this heavy marketing and endorsements that athletes had. That joint didn't exist. So, like we talked about it before in the past, in a lot of instances, Jordan took bullets and not necessarily standing up for some issues, so the athletes could be in the position that they are today. So it was pros and cons that came from that. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see those them talk about all them deals and the endorsements coming into play.
Did y'all hear how Carmelo slandered the Bullets, dog, or the Wizards underhandedly, and like in the middle of the commercial, he was like, yeah, you know, it was just so interesting to me how Dennis Rodman got on TV and was just like, he don't even have to play this game. Like, he just, there was no incentive for him. And he was just talking about the Wizards, how this man, they just cooked us. And he was like, yeah, that was just so disrespectful to the team they played. It was the Wizards, though, man. Like, come on, Carmelo. Yeah, but... yeah, man. All the jumper fit, like the outfits, the jackets. This man Jordan had every car. This dude was
he definitely had
life, though. Because every time you see the episode, he in a different whip. Like, he got the Porsche 911. This man had the Ferrari Jones, the Magnum PI Ferrari, the Vet. He had everything, yo.
Yeah, nah, Jordan was the dude, dog. Like I said, he was like the first super duper, like the stars that we see nowadays. Like Jordan was like the first, like really mega man. Yeah, like even like star, like because like I say, even when you think of like Bird and Magic, like they got a little marketing, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't not like what Jordan turned it into. So yeah,
facts. All right, man. Before we get out of here, dog. Stevie Wonder can see, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
You keep saying that, but I ain't saying that.
He can, bro. I'm telling you. Look it up, man. Go ahead, Google. Stevie Wonder can see. I'm telling you, you're gonna see multiple situations, dog. They said this man was flying a helicopter. He drove a car.
Come on, a helicopter.
Bama Shaq said he had got a new whip, and he said he looked out the window. And he saw the Bama Stevie Wonder driving his whip, backing up down the street in his whip, laughing at him on the phone, dog. I'm just dog, even he making up an elaborate story, dog. Oh, it's true.
Come on, son.
Right.
Dog,
but
No, that's just like nobody pretending to be blind for their whole life.
But let me just say, that's not a smooth move.
Once you already in, you got to stick to the drink, dog, or you gonna be looked at as a stereotype.
Life.
Did you see the video where somebody bumped into like the mic stand and it was falling? He caught the drink.
And he caught the drink. I saw that joint. I was like,
but precision too.
Y'all know when you lose one sense, it heightens the rest of.
You watching anime, Jeff? Come on, Jeff.
That's a fact.
Nah, Aaron, he felt the vibration from the floor in the direction of the gravity. He can feel gravity.
Dog, I'm saying y'all are gassing, but it's a fact, dog. Y'all can look that up.
So hold on. So
you get extra sense when you can't see.
It heightens the rest of your senses. Whatever you lose, it heightens the rest of them joints.
So what about the story?
Help you see stuff moving when you can't see.
He
smelled the joint moving?
It's like, again, like you gonna have sense of emotion. Like he knows that he heard the noise of the joint probably knocked, and then the wind of the joint going down, huh?
Dog, he did not turn on kick the mic stand. The joint just
listen, look, I got something for you.
Bama has sonar, dog.
You gotta watch the video though.
No, listen, if you told me like the Bama was across the room and he just like dotted across the room, he caught the joke.
He did, you know what I'm saying?
The way he leaned down to catch it.
God, send the video, though. Y'all Bama's so 70. So this Bama, he pretend to not see for 70 years, young. He about to turn 70 in May.
Listen,
only since he been famous, he stole his hack from Ray Charles. He saw Ray Charles hit it big. He's like, I know what I'm about to do. Because he was just like an underground artist.
But he's only pretending to be blind in public. He don't got to do it.
Yeah, at home.
He don't do it at home. That's what I'm saying. Bama caught him several times, dog. He
send the video, dog.
It's a bunch of different stories.
Y'all doing too much, dog.
And he forget that he playing blind. Sometimes they like the Bama forget. And they be like,
y'all doing too much, dog.
I seen the Bama. Video. Go ahead. I was about to say this one video I seen him catching passes from Brett Favre back in the day. Like, I
seen the video. He got in the elevator and was just like, "What's up?" Like Shaq was like Shaq, like he didn't know he was in the elevator. He said he walked in the elevator and was like, "What's up, big dog? What's up, Shaq?"
Press the button to his floor.
If Shaq step on the elevator, it's gonna sink down.
Shaq was standing on the elevator, and then Stevie Wonder came on after Shaq.
He was like, "What's up, Shaq?"
Maybe he had a smell.
First of all, if they live in the same building, and then like you said, like he blind, so he know. Yeah, you got smell. Like I'm sure that presence of a Bama. Y'all Bama fun. Y'all. Hey, listen.
Now he might be legally blind, but the Joker can see light or something. He can see movement, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all keep laughing. Like, look that joint up when you get off. Like when you lose like one of the senses. How
I know that's
enhance
true.
the other sense.
I believe that to be true.
We're gonna send you the video, and then next week
that mic stand was crazy.
The mic stand joke got me, bro. I looked just
Bama like the Bama made the sliding catch off the top of his chin.
Listen. If he wouldn't have scooped down like he did, because he like kind of scooped down and then he caught it.
Oh, y'all can't send this jump so I can see it real quick while it's still on, dog. Because I got
because next week I want you to apologize.
He ain't gonna do it this week. He need time to think about it.
I wanted to resonate with you. So you.
What would it take, Jeff? What would it take for you to be like, young, y'all might be on to something?
First of all, I need to examine, like you said, multiple videos, and then I gotta multiple, and then I gotta read like written accounts of this jump in addition to seeing the visuals with my eyes. So
if you see the mic stand, you gonna be like, oh, maybe he can see. It's too reactive.
That's the only thing you're gonna say is hold on, because the way it got bumped, it wasn't like somebody like did it to try to see if he could see. It was just in motion, like they were all performing on stage, and then he like.
It was a slight bump too. It wasn't like it like went flying to where the wind is gonna blow, and you like, oh shit, here you go. The drink was like totted over, dog, and the Bama just quick. The reaction time was so quick, dog. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, we're gonna send it to you, bro, so you can see for yourself.
Is this a libel suit? If for Bama saying this, you can see. If you really can.
Dog, no. This is just what I think, though. I think this Bama just playing a long con, and it just worked, dog.
70 years, yeah.
Because let me just say this. Let me say this. 70 years only 20% of the time or 15% of the time, because that's the only time you're really out in public. The rest, you just by yourself.
He had a
you know
big
what I'm saying?
Probably,
and it's probably people who know, but they probably sign NDAs.
He paid them off,
Yeah, dog, the Bama made so much bread. Dog, just think. When somebody play the keyboard, right, regular, and they vicious, you be like, Young and vicious. But if they play the keyboard and they blind, you gonna be like, Young, this Bama here is out of this world. It take it up a notch. Dog, let me give you a perfect example, Young. I played in this basketball tournament. This is a quick story before we get out of here. I played in this basketball tournament down at Oakwood University College, right? Dog, it was this Bama who was like, this is back when I had bounce, and I was doing 360s, dunking on Bama's, everything. So we was down there. It was a dude.
I threw that in there.
It was this dude down there, right? There was this dude was playing in the tournament. When he walked in the gym, the Bama had a limp. Like, he limp. I don't know if y'all watched Homeland. Y'all seen after Quinn got hemmed up, and he was limping, like he couldn't walk the same. It was a Bama came in the gym like that. He had a duffel bag on his shoulders, and my first inclination was like, Young, why is this Bama in here? Like, he not about to play, is he? And Bama's was like looking at me like, you don't know? And I was like, no, what? Because the Bama, how he was like limping, it looked like he could barely walk. I'm like, they like, Young, the Bama can hoop. I'm like, all right. So the game starts. I'm watching because it's a tournament. So I'm watching another game, and I'm like, I'm intrigued to see this Bama who was just limped in the gym, like almost like one of his legs was shorter than the other, and he kind of limped in the gym. I'm like, yeah, Bama saying he can hoop. I gotta see this. Dog, 2 plays down the court, Bama caught a oop. Dog, his bounce was insane, and it took like, trust me, dog. When I saw the Bama dunk the basketball like he did, I could not, but I was in disbelief. What I'm saying is, when a Bama got a disability and they do something that overcomes that disability, and you give them more props than somebody who's regular.
Oh, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what put him over the top.
And put him to the top of the food chain. And I'm not saying that he's not talented. I'm not saying that at all. He's the most talented artist. What I'm saying is that the fake blindness taking him up to the top of the hill.
It's only one hell, dog.
It definitely boosts that band, man. It definitely boosts.
No, it's true.
I believe the nigga can see, but I ain't going that far.
I ain't gonna lie, that mic stand joint, I saw that like a couple years ago. I was like, this Bama got vision. He can see silhouettes.
He's legally blind. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bama can see silhouettes or something. He may be colorblind, but he can see.
Lights and movement, dog.
Yeah, he see lights and movement. He just probably, yeah, because you can sell that. People don't need to know what degree of blindness you got.
Right.
Like, you just.
He said he landed an airplane, dog, twice.
Nah, dog.
He did
out his own mouth.
He flew an airplane 2 times?
He said he flew an airplane twice and landed it once.
Oh, that was Amazon, like Siri did the dream for him or something.
It could be, but I'm just telling you what he said out of his mouth.
Or he can see.
He be forgetting he playing blind, though, and he slip up.
Well,
Anthony Anderson said he walked up to him on stage like, "What's up, Anthony Anderson?" And he was like, "Steve, ain't you blind?" He's like, "Oh, take me to the piano."
Dog, the thing is, it's funny, but dog, just think, if he tried like doing more stuff now that he's older, because at this point, what they gonna do? Take Grammys away from the Bama or something? Like, old people don't care, dog, at a certain point. So,
what are you doing right now, Harold?
Watching TV. Looking out the window. Staring out the window. Looking at birds and trees, dog.
You don't need to look. He can hear them jump.
You can see good as me.
Oh, you can smell birds, dog. That's
yeah, he can smell good.
All right, man. Shout out to Where's Buffy. Shout out to Kicking It With G-Man. Shout out to Lance J Radio, Free Agent Radio. Shout out to Sports Reality, Jeremy John. Shout out to Sports Talk Tasha. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. Everybody who follows us. Shout out to our guest Ed Oliver who we had on today. And we out. You can check out our podcast each and every Wednesday on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play. Just search Other Side of Sports. Or you can follow us on Instagram at OSS980.
Shut up! Give me a turn to speak! Fine, see? You do that to me. How does it feel? How does it feel to be told to shut up?
We've talked about.
Let me speak. How does that feel?
not.
How does that feel?
Do 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 not.